Hello everyone, starting at the 2-minute mark. There's nobody watching in live yet. I just turned it on a second and a half ago. But those of you watching the recording of this, 2 minutes, about 10 seconds are gone. Set my watch for it because Facebook doesn't have a timer for this, which is really odd. But that's the way it is. My first viewer, welcome. That was fast. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Tracy. We've got about 1 minute and 30 seconds until we start. Letting people collect. Hello, third person. Hello again, Yvette. From Canada. I'm in Nashville right now in my hotel room, doing a hotel room live feed. My second live feed I've done from a hotel room. I just love this feature. Hello, fourth viewer. And fifth. Hey, Sandy. Glad you're here. Hello. Starting in about 1 minute. Glad to see everybody joining. This is cool. This is really cool. Thanks for the likes. There's also a love button. Just saying. But I like the likes too. I just love the love more. Who doesn't? Everybody wants somebody to love. That's what the song says. I'm not lucky. Whatever. Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I'm at. And then I go back to Wisconsin, and then just for a few days, then I go to Hollywood, California, then to Las Vegas, and then eventually back home. Good morning, Melanie. Nice to see you. All right, I'm starting in about 20 more seconds. What am I going to say? I know what the topic is. What shall I start with? I don't know. We'll see what comes out. Sometimes it's awkward, sometimes. But I keep it real, or I make it real. All you need is love. Yeah, that's what the song says. Okay, here we go. Thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to get started now. And I love all the like buttons. Remember, there's a love button too. It just titillates me. Okay, so we're going to get started. So, you're poor. You have no money. You have no time. Or maybe you do, but you're paycheck to paycheck, or maybe you're a little underwater, or maybe you have some cushion, but it's just not enough cushion for the things that you want to do. And then, so what do you do about it? Okay, so let me give you something really amazing, just right off the jump here, because I know people's attention spans are very short. I was in a situation about 9 years ago where I had an income of zero. It's like people making minimum wage or living paycheck to paycheck think they're doing bad, and it is bad. But imagine if your income was suddenly from bad to non-existent. Like, I wasn't even on food stamps, no unemployment, no nothing. I had an income of literally zero, no subsidies, no nothing. And that's where I was at. Time-wise, I was actually attending college full-time and a half, and the only reason I could afford that is because the government was paying for it. So that's one cool thing the government did for me back then, I guess. But I was going full-time and a half, and I had other adult responsibilities, so I had no time and no money. I was very poor. I was like the epitome of poor. And my mindset up to that point was, anytime I saw an opportunity to solve those problems, I said, I don't have time. I can't afford it. I see my income, it's zero. I'm making nothing. And I see my time, no free time. Therefore, I cannot do it. I was doing what everyone else does. I would look at what the eyes could see, but I wouldn't look beyond what the eyes could see. Not at all. And so it was the same thing year after year, but getting worse steadily year after year. And welcome to the life of mostly everybody, right? But then I had a shift. I heard something that was incredible. My girlfriend at the time from 9 years ago invited me into something that was going to cost me $200, like an online business, $200. And I said, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. I don't have the income. I don't have any of these things. I don't have the free time. I can't do it. So I didn't do it. I said no for 3 months. Then I had a shift in my brain. I don't remember who I heard this from first, but I've heard it a few times since then. It's something along the lines of find out what most people are thinking, what they're saying, what they're doing, and run the opposite direction, and you will be unusually successful. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense, because most people are poor, and they're poor every year, and they never solve it, so I need to get out of that rut and thinking like most people think. So I flipped everything on its head. I flipped everything on its head. I went from, okay, I can't afford this, so I can no longer afford not to do it because it's going to cost me more if I don't do it. And regarding my time, okay, I have no time to do this, but everyone else is saying they don't have time. So I got to flip that because that's what everyone else is saying. So I started saying, I don't have time not to do this. This will cost me time and stress and all that if I don't do it. So I got to figure this shit out. So I went from looking at like my income to zero. Yep, I'm broke. I have no income. I can't afford it. I went from that to, yep, there it is, zero. I got to figure this shit out, and I'm going to. Same thing with time and everything else. So I created, out of that kind of a mindset, I created a resource called 31 Ways to Raise Money Without Having Any, to which I would not have created that resource if I continued to think and do like everyone else is thinking and doing. It would have never have happened. Therefore, I wouldn't have solved my own problems, and I wouldn't be able to show others how they can solve, other willing people, because most people aren't willing. But I wouldn't have been able to help myself, and I wouldn't have been able to help other people help themselves as well, the willing. I wouldn't have been able to help other willing people to help themselves either. So I got over my ego trippy self about I can't, I don't have blah, blah, blah. And I started to make it about other people, which is goes along with that philosophy of find out what most people are thinking, what they're doing, and do the exact opposite. You'll be unusually successful. So that was one of the things. Most people make everything about themselves, and I took the issue off of myself. And I'm like, I figured this shit out. I could probably show some other people that would be eager to learn. So that's what I did. I took the 31 ways of raising money without having any. Imagine that, a list of 31 ways of raising money without having any. I created that, I took that list, and I put it together in something that I could just give to people, and I do it for free. So if you're interested in that, just go to my website, fireyourboss.xyz. Scroll down on the right column. You'll see a resource I put together called 31 Ways of Raising Money Without Having Any. It's free. I work for free. I really do. I don't have any secrets that I charge money for, so just go get it. And not just for you, but maybe for other people that you know. Remember, it's not just about it's about helping others around us too. So maybe you're in a great place, but I'm sure you know people that aren't, that would like to have that resource. Share it with them. Don't make it about yourself. That's what most people do. Share it with them. Some people will say, I don't need all that money. Again, I don't need all that money while there's 1 billion kids in the world that are starving to death. Did you know that you could buy food with money and feed people? It's amazing. But most people say, I don't need all that money. It's just crazy. But back to the content of this video, this is about you being in this place where you don't have what you need. And maybe you're being asked, like there's this opportunity to solve that problem. An opportunity to solve that money problem for you to figure it out. Because the cool thing about figuring it out is that that's a skill that you take with you the rest of your life, so you never need to be in that situation ever again. But you put off and neglect and procrastinate and keep looking at only what the eyes can see and not looking beyond what your eyes can see, then those same problems keep coming back in your face over and over again, year after year, and things steadily, gradually get worse. And that's not a fun way to live. It's an egocentric way to live that actually destroys you and your ego at the same time. So it's an egocentric way to live that destroys the ego, which means it's a delusional egocentric way to live because it kills your ego over time. And that's the honest to God truth. So there's value in being asked to come up with resources that you do not have. It doesn't even have to be just time or money. It could be anything. Because then if you're going to take that challenge and you figure it out, and you do whatever you have to figure it out, then that's something you bring with you the rest of your life so that you can handle that as it occurs again and again, right? So that it never occurs again and again. Like, I'll give you another example to get away from time and money. I was listening to a lady last night, incredible woman. Her name is Jericho, even has a cool name. But she was going to do something really cool with her fitness. And she said that just about that time, whoops, she'd gotten pregnant, right? And she's like, she's going to be a new mom. I have to pick a priority. Is it going to be my fitness, or am I going to be the world's greatest mom? Well, obviously, my priority is my children, my child. I'm going to be a brand new mom. I've never been a mom before. So then she thought a little bit deeper. She's like, wait a second. I'm going to take the issue off of myself, and I'm going to prove to the whole world that I can be the world's greatest mom with the world's greatest kid and do something badass with my fitness, be a fitness badass. And she did it. She figured it out. She figured it out. She didn't have to choose one or the other. Of course, her kid is the most important thing in the world to her, but she didn't use her kid as an excuse or as a crutch to be lazy with her fitness. She couldn't do it like she did it before being a single mom. I'm sorry, she couldn't do it like she did it before when she had no kids. Obviously, it's a game changer when you have children. She just had to figure out something new in her life. Life happens. As things happen, it's something new to figure out. It's a pretty big deal, right? But she figured it out, and she's very outspoken about it, and she teaches and she shows all these women that have kids who haven't figured it out but are willing to learn, because some aren't willing to learn. Some just want to make statements and not look beyond what their eyes can see. But of all those women out there that have kids that are open and they're willing and eager to learn, she's out there helping those people. She figured it out. She's like, I know the way, let me show you. And a lot of people listen. That's the kind of stuff that I like. It's the same thing with my scenario. When I didn't have any income and when I had no free time and I was offered an opportunity for a couple $100, I could get this online business and I could solve all those problems with it, right? And at first I said what everyone else said. I tapped into the loser, whiny little bitch part of my brain that said I can't afford it, therefore I can't do it. Don't have the time, so I can't do it. That's what everyone else is doing, and they stay stuck. And I had that massive shift when I heard these magical words, find out what everyone else is doing and do the exact opposite. And it's like I flipped all of it on its head. I can't afford it because I don't have an income. Okay, I don't have an income, so I can't afford not to. I don't have the time to do it because I have no time. I'm looking at it, that's what my eyes can see, but looking beyond what my eyes can see. Okay, I have no time, therefore, if I don't do it, I'm never going to have any fucking time. So I flipped everything on its head. And lo and behold, the philosophy was proven true. You'll be unusually successful if you do it the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So I solved those problems. I don't have those problems anymore. I got my freedom of time. The money thing, I can afford things now. I can donate now, which I've never been able to do. And it's very beautiful. Okay? So that's the talk. That's all I wanted to share. I will go back and edit the caption of this live feed to include the website that I referenced on this video. It's the fireyourboss.xyz, not .com.xyz, fireyourboss.xyz. And on the right column, you're going to see the 31 ways of raising money, that resource I told you about earlier, and it's free. I work for free. The reason I can afford to work for free is because I do not have a job. Jobs as a way of being compensated for your income is the biggest single most horrible ripoff on planet Earth, and that's how 98% of the population funds their livelihood, is by ripping themselves off with the income of a job. But the reason I can afford to work for free and not have a job is because my only income that I have is residual and passive income. I'm not going to get into that on this video, but if you're curious about it, just Google it. It's the only passive and residual income is the only thing, it's the only income type that will allow you to completely detach how you spend your time from your income, which means you're no longer chained and shackled to the dollar, and it means that you're no longer controlled or manipulated through the dependency of money to pay your bills. So passive income and residual income is not just different than ordinary earned income, it's superior. The income you get from a job is completely inferior. That's an important distinction to make. And what a great way to solve that money and time problem so that it never has to be a problem for you again. But that's something that most people absolutely will not do, and they will continue to say, I can't afford it, and I don't have time, and they're never going to figure out those problems, so they're going to have those problems the rest of their lives. But going back to that magical philosophy, for those of you that are willing, find out what most people are thinking, what they're doing, run the opposite direction as fast as you can, and you can escape that nonsense, that lifestyle of ripping thyself off. All right. So I'm going to scroll through the comments and comment on the comments, and I'll get all caught up, and we can hang out for a few minutes and stuff like that. Feel free to ask any questions, or if there's something you want me to elaborate on more, feel free to voice it, or if there's something you disagree with, if there's something you violently disagree with, or something you agree with, feel free to mention it. All right. Someone said I'm lucky. I'm really not lucky. I appreciate the positive sentiment you went by it. But I'm not lucky. I just made that decision to do the exact opposite of what most people do. And any one of you can do that starting. You don't even have to procrastinate. You can start today. to do the exact opposite of most people, and you'll be unusually successful. No luck at all. It just comes down to a decision. Lots of good mornings and hellos right back at you. Traveling man, yes, I am. By my free will at my own leisure. How awesome is that? I could stay home, I could travel. What I want, the point is, it's my leisure. It's at my leisure, not the demand or the control of somebody else like a boss. Lots of love. Thanks, everyone, for the love. Zero got it. Sandy, I don't know what that's in reference to. What is zero got it, Sandy? Lots of people have been to Nashville as well. Cool. Hi, Heather. Heather Klaas. Eileen says, nice quote. Glad you like it. I'm assuming you're talking about the philosophy I shared with you about find out what most people are doing and run the other direction. Humans are destroying themselves and the world. True. However, the world, I think, is pretty resilient. I think the world will outlive us and the world will be fine. Or the planet, I should say. As far as the world of people, yeah, we're awesome at destroying ourselves, sadly. But we don't have to participate in that. That's part of going the opposite direction, right? Gonna check out Sharing is Caring. Cool, Eileen, check it out. I'm assuming you're talking about the fireyyourboss.xyz website with the resource 31 ways of raising money without having any. Hi, Sandra. You joined a while ago. I don't know if you're still here, but hi. Sheila, you are so sweet, such a kind heart. Thanks, Sheila. Sandy, I'm so broke, but I still share my time, my food, my love. Cool, Sandy. Good heart. I recommend that website, fireyyourboss.xyz. If you're interested in solving that problem of being so broke so that you're never broke again, it's a cool thing to figure out, let me tell you. Because then you don't have to worry about that once you figure it out, and you can show other people. Imagine instead of just giving people your time and giving people food, which, you know, is fine, but imagine you give them a resource or something you could teach them or show them so that they can figure out that problem of not having food, not having money also, and they become self-sufficient, independent, sustainable human beings because of something you shared with them. That's kind of my purpose here with this, and also my 31 ways of raising money without having any money resource. That's something that people can apply and feed themselves the rest of their lives. It's pretty neat. It goes back to that thing in the Bible where it says something along the lines of you can feed a man once and you take care of him for a day, or what is it? I'm totally bastardizing this, but give a man fish. I think the analogy was using fish. You can give a man fish, feed him once for a meal or whatever, or teach the man to fish, feed him the rest of his life. Goes along that thing. Hi, Helen. Hi, Kathy. Haven't seen you in a while. Have a good day, Andy. There's a common sense of thinking outside of the box. I wouldn't say it's common to think outside of the box, but it certainly is abnormal outside of the box. Outside the box is usually come up with solutions. Hi, Carla. You have a good day, too. Thanks for the kisses, Tracy. You take care of you, too, Sheila. Thanks, Yvette. Thanks for being on here. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. Eileen is back for wisdom. Cool. I'm pretty much done. Nice, I traveled to beautiful places. That's because I solved that problem of money and time, so I can travel to these beautiful places, because I like to do that. I figured it out. Yes, we are our own if we allow it to be controlled. What is blah, 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 or teach how to fish. There you go, Eileen. You know which one I was talking about with the give a man fish or teach him to fish sort of thing. It's one of those biblical philosophies that sounds really cute when people hear it, but most people don't really do anything with it. And again, that goes back to find out what most people are doing and do the exact opposite, and you'll be unusually successful. So here's something like you can give a man a fish, feed him for a day, or teach him to fish and feed him for a lifetime. And then be 10 times bolder with whatever action that you're going to do about it, whatever that means for you. All right, I think I'm going to end this soon. It looks like the comments have stopped, so unless they start back up, a lot of great comments, which I appreciate from you all very much. But if there's nothing further, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to attend a few things here in this city that they call Nashville, Tennessee. And then I'll be out in Hollywood in about a week from now, or a little over a week from now, and then after that I'm going to be in Las Vegas. Hi Tammy, you just joined us. I'm just about to end it. But this thing will be on my Facebook timeline. Facebook is super fast, like 5 or 10 seconds after I finish this, you'll see it on my Facebook timeline. And I will update the description of this area, of this video, to include the website that I talked about, that I referenced. Tammy, so glad that we are fellow Beachbody coaches now. By the way, I guess I'll end on this note. The thing that you heard me talk about my girlfriend from 9 years ago that she invited me into, when she asked me to invest time and money I didn't have because I didn't have either of them, it was the Beachbody coaching opportunity, which I built online. I said no because I didn't have the time and money. And then I heard those magical words, find out what most people are doing and do the exact opposite, you'll be unusually successful. And then I turned everything around. I said, I don't have the money. Well, I can't afford not to. Don't have the time? Well, I don't have the time not to. Or if I ever want free time, I'm going to do it. And sure enough, now I got the free time and I don't have those money problems anymore. So there's something very valuable in being asked to come up with resources that you don't have, whether it's time, money, or whatever, because it gives you an opportunity to figure something out so that you can help yourself, and also so that you can help other willing people help themselves with what you learn, what you figure out, what you can show people the way with this beautiful, bright trail, this path that you've illuminated for them to be able to follow, because you figured it out and you can show people the way. Vegas bound indeed. Yeah, I'll see you in Vegas, Tammy. I'm excited about that. Going out to Vegas, and I'm going to see Tammy out there. That's pretty cool. And my friend Shea Wolf. I'm going to see her out there too. My friend Shea Wolf is going to interview me. She wants to talk about my Fire Your Boss website, which I love. Tammy, I know that you're interested in being able to fire your boss. Well, you just enrolled in something with me that provided we work this together, provided we do this, you will emerge at some point in the future being able to fire your boss, just like I did. Pretty badass. Alright, so that'll be the note that I end on before I close this. If you're interested in the whole fire your boss stuff, while you're on that page getting the resource, the 31 ways of raising money, without having any money, read the fireyyourboss.xyz page. It's not even about firing your boss, really. It's behind the firing your boss. What would you do with your free time if you had your freedom of time? And that's what we work for, is freedom of time. And then connect with me, private message me on Facebook if you want to know more about it, or if you want to participate in it with us and you're really serious about it, just Facebook private message me. And we'll do it just like Tammy and I are doing it. Yes, you'll be able to see the interviews. They will be published. I don't know where yet, but I mean, I'll keep you guys updated on that. And I'm looking forward to hearing from those of you on my Facebook inbox about the whole Fire Your Boss dealio. From those of you that are really serious about it. Bye for now. Time to end this. For now. Talk to you soon, everyone.